What's up, everyone? What is going on? Everybody, y'all need to get in here. Tonight on Wheww Hunnii Wednesdays, get ready for an hour of captivating conversation. Hair Talk. We'll be joined by Miss Dionne Tuplin to discuss her exciting new project, Sisters in Hair. Hear the inspiring story of how this project came to be, because I know like many other women, have hair issues, bad hair days. We all have those. So stay tuned tonight so you can hear all about Sisters in Hair. And don't forget, another anonymous letter. We will be giving you feedback afterwards, plus another tip from Tia. Stay tuned with Miss Hollywood, SunniD, and Alto Edwards. Hi, Dionne. I see you down there. Hi. All right, guys. So before we get started, hi, everybody. We are back. The ladies of Wheww Hunnii Wednesday is back this week. I'm still sick, but I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. But before we get started, you guys, please share the live and tag up to 3 people if you can. I'm just kind of off, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna just tell y'all straight up, just a little off today. But we're getting ready to bring on tonight's guest, Dionne Tuplin, who will be sharing her story and how she got started with her upcoming book. I think it's upcoming book, Dionne. If I'm wrong, she's going to correct me when she comes on. But it's Sisters in Hair. And she's talking about all of us women of all different races, just hair problems. Y'all know listen, I hate hair, okay? I hate hair. So I'm definitely looking forward to hearing about some of the stories that she receives that will be in the book. So we are going to bring her on in a minute. But before we do, we are going to find out from the ladies what's going on and then get our wins of the day to start the show. Anybody? Sunny is so serious today. Let's go with Alto first. Alto, what is your win of the day?
Oh my God. So I am a data analyst, right? And I deal with the data of groups for their health insurance. Okay. And first of the year is always crazy. So there has been basically a fire since January 3rd or so. This group was angry. All this stuff was going wrong, blah, 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 blah. But today I am happy to say we fixed the fire. We put it out and the group is happy. Everybody on my team is happy. No more fire. So that is my win because it's been crazy. And I am so happy that it's over.
Wow. That sounds like a lot of headache.
It was a lot of headache. 2 weeks of meetings on top of meetings before the meeting to get ready for the meeting, after the meeting. So it's over. I see the light now. Yes.
I see the light. Sunny, you got a win of the day? We all got
my win of the day is the power of girl fuck you and boy fuck you.
Oh, okay. Powerful statements.
Infinity and beyond.
So infinity and beyond. Is there anything beyond?
And no.
Okay. Well, I would have to say that for me, my win of the day is actually just being here because I'm sick. I'm sick since last Wednesday, which is why I didn't do the show last week. And y'all know I don't like to miss the show, but I just have not been feeling well. This head cold, I don't know what's going around, what y'all putting out in the atmosphere, whoever doing it, but y'all need because I've been really not feeling good. Still not 100%. I'm not even, I don't think 90%. But I'm here. So I'm grateful for that.
We're glad you're back.
I appreciate it. we're going to get Dionne on here now because we have so much stuff to go through on tonight's show. So we're going to get her in here. And hi, Dionne.
Hello. Oh wow. Love and everything. Thank you.
Dionne, you can first say hello to my co-host SunniD and Alto. And I gotta figure out something really quick because you guys are scrambled. And I don't know why y'all are like that.
Scrambled how?
It looks weird. Only to me. Hold on. Yeah, it's just to me.
Okay.
Honey, you see the
I'm below you. I'm to the left of Alto and diagonal to SunniD.
This is very weird. Sunny, you see them fine?
Yeah, don't touch nothing.
Okay, I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. So, Miss Dionne Tuplin, you are the mother of 4 wonderful children. You're an international best-selling author, an entrepreneur, and innovative self-starter. And you are, I like this one. You have mastered the art of overcoming adversity and turning challenges into opportunities. And I really, really, really like that one. So, tell us about hair, Sisters in Hair. I want to know all about.
Okay, well, it's a project that is in the works. Okay. So I have another book coming out, but this was my original brainchild 2 years ago. I saw a program. I was watching a program on Disney Plus. It was called Hair Tales, and it was a 6-part series where the question was asked, "Who did your hair growing up?" And listening to these women in entertainment and film and just different genres, I found myself nodding my head. It's like, oh, I remember that. And I remember that. It's like, ooh, talking about the pressing comb and having to sit still and make sure, getting the crease by the ear and just hearing that sizzle. And as I was watching the show, I thought, there's some everyday women who have some kind of story to tell. And I sat down one day and I started writing out questions and just making little notes and thinking, well, what would I want to share? What's something that would open up a conversation? What's something that would spark some interest to, it ultimately came down to, I'm just nosy. I'm just really nosy. I want to know, and I wanted to gather enough information to do a TED Talk. And I figured I'll gather some info, get some data, and I'll add that to my bucket list. And a friend of mine, she said, well, why don't you take it a step further? And maybe compile this into a book. And so she introduced me to a publisher, and I started talking to her about the project. And she literally started. She's like, "There's something here," and so that's kind of how the project started. And I sat down with a few women. I sent out a questionnaire, and just listening and reading these stories, I thought, "Holy crap!" And I just sat and listened. That's pretty much all I did. I listened to what these women had to say, and I was mesmerized. I was mesmerized by their stories, and I learned. I learned that sometimes all you have to do is just ask. Mm-hmm. Just ask a question, and if you're willing to just sit and listen and let someone tell you what's going on in their life, and really listen with the intent to understand, mm-hmm. you will learn so much. And I learned a lot from these women, from cancer survivors to women with alopecia, and just having thinning hair all their lives, and all different walks of life. And I was completely fascinated, and it started to open, I started going down different avenues, and I thought to myself, okay, well, I'll definitely want to get this book going, and get it into the hands of the right people, and who knows, maybe I'll start some kind of, branch out into different things. I'm starting to think global, and going crazy. And there were even some men who came up to me like, we have some stories too. And I said, okay, well,
Wow.
let's hold on for a second. Let me talk to the women first. Like, I can relate to the women. I know what's going on. And if this takes off as I hope it will, then we'll look at maybe starting a series with men. So I have some men down the pike who said, you let me know when you're ready. I have some people who would love to share their story. So that's essentially how it started. And the book took a pause, but with the lovely help, and I will plug Miss Tia, because Miss Tia introduced me to Miss Hollywood here. It started to gain some legs, and Miss Hollywood started to share some of her story. Again, I just listened to what she had to say, and I was fascinated, and I just shut up. I listened. So that's where it came from, and that's where it's going, and hopefully I'll be able to get it up and running, and off the ground, and in the hands of who needs to read it and hear it.
And what kind of time frame are you looking for? Because you have a publisher already, so you're
I
kind
have
of
a publisher. And so, well, I have one book in the works right now that's set to launch in April. So if not by the end of this year, then sometime next year, I'd love to have that Sisters in Hair project launched and off the ground.
That'll be cool. I mean, you should do some
Yeah.
get some video stuff too. That would be very interesting.
Okay.
Seeing different textures of hair, seeing people's different experiences that they go through in hair. Like you said, people have thinning hair, just naturally thin hair. You know what I mean? And they
Mm-hmm.
can do all the stuff like a lot of Black people. We can do a lot of cool things with our hair, but a lot of people can't do.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Black people that have thin hair as well. And I know
Mhm.
there, again, are a lot of people who have gone through cancer treatment, and they had alopecia because of that, or some other
Mhm.
medication or whatever.
Yeah.
So people have different situations going on.
Right.
But can you tell me, maybe a couple of things that people said to you that you've already spoken to, or is it too premature because you don't want to give too much away?
I don't want to give too much away, but what I will say is that the women who I did speak with were very open.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did is I have a questionnaire, and Miss Hollywood, I had sent it to you, but this questionnaire basically was the what I like to call my foot in the door to kind of introduce myself, and get to know these women. So after they filled out the questionnaire, I did one-on-ones, got on a one-on-one webinar, and what was supposed to be maybe a 15-20 minute call, some of them ended up being an hour and a half, some of them 2 hours.
Yeah.
So again, we just talked and shared, and what came from a lot of the women was they found this inner strength
Mm-hmm.
that they didn't realize they had. A lot of they talked a lot about their support system, their tribe, that they were able to embrace, who were very supportive and there for them. So it's not just about the hair. You know, we all have hair. But something that someone had said to me, one woman who she teaches, I think I can't remember if she said she teaches those who are going into the hair industry.
Mhm.
She said it's not about the color, it's about the hair. Focus on the hair and you'll get it right. So that always stuck with me. I was like, yeah, that's a really good thing. But I've spoken to a few hairdressers who who've talked about when women come in and sit in their chair, it's like a therapy session. And I think all of us have been at the salon, and we will sit down and we'll just start talking. And one woman talked about one of her clients talked about her daughter growing up, or all of the challenges her kids were going through, and it just opens up that door of getting to know people. It's kind of, kind of like when you sit in a bar and you tell the bartender your troubles. Your hairdresser is kind of your therapist.
Yeah.
And because they've been with you on this journey for a long time. So it's about listening, it's about opening up, it's about understanding and really relating. And so what my goal is with this project is to really have that courage to go up to your fellow woman and say, I would like for this book to be another stepping stone to feel to feel empowered enough to go up to a fellow woman and say, hey, you know what, I'm curious, would you mind talking, and not have that stigma, or just, well, who are you to ask me? We can't learn if we don't talk to people. We can't learn if we don't ask questions, and we can't grow, we can't evolve, we can't get better if we're not willing to talk to people, or to have someone come up and ask questions. And it's not to be invasive, or to, well, who are you to come and talk to me, or it's not my job to tell you. And then someone will turn around and say, well, people just don't understand. It's like, well, how do you expect people to understand if you're not willing to talk and explain and help each other grow? And what I found with this so far is that ultimately we have so much more in common than we realize. Again, if we're just willing so if someone is willing to take that first step, if someone's willing to say, you know what, and I've done that, like I said, with a lot of these women, I said, look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm nosy, and you can tell me to mind my business whenever you're ready, but I'm curious. I'd love to know what was, what's your story? What was it like growing up, or what challenges did you face, or what stories do you have to share? So that's ultimate. And like I said, I'm nosy. I'm nosy, and I'll just
if we had people will go back and they will, hi mom, people will go back and watch this video. Some people don't watch it during the live. They'll watch it after. They'll watch clips or whatever. But you can always, give people your information, like where to follow you or how to contact you, because even though you're working on this one, you might do a follow-up.
Yeah.
And they could send you their hair story.
Yeah, definitely.
We all have one.
Yeah, exactly. We all have one. We all have one.
We all have one.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, well, I had a one-on-one with Whitley last week, and she met my daughter. And my I like she told you, I am a mom of 4. I have 3 boys and a girl, and all 4 of my kids, they have different hair textures. My oldest, he's got curly coils. My middle, he's got the curls and it's really thick. My youngest son, he's gotten a buzz cut. He was growing out his hair, and then my daughter, she was born with a full head of hair, and now she's going to be 9 this year, and I do all these types of hairstyles with her. God love her. She'll let me try all these hairstyles from what I remembered when I was a kid, and she's willing to be my guinea pig.
She doesn't need to straighten comb. You don't need the hot comb.
No, she doesn't need the hot comb. she as my mom would say when we were she had good hair. She had good hair.
Exactly. I mean, Sunny, and did you or Alto get the hot comb, straightening comb on your hair when you guys were little?
Absolutely.
Straightening comb.
I didn't need it, but they did it anyway, so it didn't matter.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Did you get the burns on your forehead?
No, I didn't get it.
No.
Aren't you lucky? And you lucky.
Nah.
I had a couple.
All right.
It was either my mom or my mom was okay, but my grandma, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Well, listen.
Don't mess with grandma.
We want to definitely follow up. I want more info on when Sisters of Hair is going to come to fruition all the way. Because I want to support it, and I just want to follow the process and see what's going on.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, that questionnaire was is that introduction that I like to say, that the foot in the door for me to really get to know you, and allows me to sit down with you and talk and share. And again, sometimes I just sit there and listen.
Did you read it?
Huh?
Did you read mine?
I haven't read it yet. But I will.
I know she's probably like, "What the hell? What?"
No, listen. I am fascinated. I am fascinated to learn about any woman's story who wants to share, because I know for a fact that someone will read this, someone will look at it, and the goal is that when anyone picks up the book, they'll read a story like, oh, that's totally me, or read another one like, oh, I know someone just like that. It's like, oh my gosh, I've always wanted to know about this, and now I know. And that'll and again, like I said, it'll give you the courage, and that gives you that arsenal, that added arsenal to feel a little more comfortable to talk to someone, say, hey, you know what? I read this book and I heard of, this made me think of you, and I'd love to sit down and have coffee with you. I'd love to sit down and, I'd love to buy you dinner or whatever. But it's just it'll open up the conversation. It'll open the conversation.
Okay.
And
my last question. Okay. You know how, and guys, don't get mad out there, Caucasian, okay? But you know how white people, okay, I hear a lot of black people say that white people like to touch black people's hair. They're so curious about it, and they think it's so cool. Like, are you going to add any elements of like that in the book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will say that I had an experience like that 9 years ago, not when I was pregnant with my daughter. And my oldest, he was 10 and a half at the time. And initially when it happened, I was like, just, and my oldest, he looked at me, he's like, did she just, I was like, yeah.
Wow.
And initially I was a little,
right.
We don't do that. But
right.
But
see?
After the dust has settled, I started thinking about it, and I was like, Well, there's a few ways to look at it. It could be like, okay, I can get all up in arms, which I did. I got up in arms when I got home, and I posted, which was probably not the best of things, but I did post, and it was interesting. A lot of the comments that came from it, but one comment that came was a family member, and she said, I'm gonna take it a different route, and maybe this could have been a learning experience, not only for you but for her, and to say, you're curious, that's great, but there is a certain way of doing things, and it's kind of the same with being pregnant and you have a belly, and random
Or
people just
not
come
being
start,
pregnant.
it's like
Or
you
not being
it's like you don't, or not being pregnant, but it's more of a personal space. It's a matter of personal space, and that
Right.
understanding barriers, and it make it a teachable moment. And like, we don't
But if
do
you
that,
think about it,
and here's why.
go ahead. Go ahead. Were you
No,
finished?
no. But yeah, it's just she was older.
Okay.
She was an elder, so it's like it was kind of a slippery slope. But it's like, okay, we, as an elder, you should know better.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, it's an invasion of privacy. It's kind of, it's an invasion of personal space.
It is.
And then
It
it also
is.
happened in front of my oldest. But again, I think obviously she was curious. She was obviously curious,
Right.
but it hasn't happened again since. But I've always thought about it, and I was like, I could have gone up to her and said, I appreciate you being curious, but I'd rather you ask permission first, or see if it's okay. So,
But you know what? If you think about it now, that was, I think, the beginning of the introduction of Sisters in Hair, and you didn't know it then.
I didn't know it then.
Look at you now.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it then. Yeah.
So,
So,
all right, Dionne Tuplin, thank you so much. Listen, I'm gonna have to bring you back on because I need follow-ups. I need to know where we are in the process.
absolutely.
And you can definitely send whatever information I can post to the show, so that way people can know where to follow you. They can send their own. You can send
Yeah.
them the questionnaire as well. So
Yeah,
I
they
think
can.
that'll be
You can find me on. I'll send you my info,
fun.
that you can share. And like I said, I am always open to discussion. And like right now, my focus is on women. Um, you know, eh, I'd like to say my avatar, my demographic are women, 35 and older,
Okay.
because now I realize now I'm be 50 next week, so I'm going in that demographic now. So it's like, this is crazy. And
A lot of women
I'm
don't make it to 50, so hey.
excited. I'm excited. I'm embracing it. And
Yes.
there are a few friends of mine who barely made it out of 40. So I'm, again, this is something else that I don't hide my age. I don't hide. I don't believe in hiding any of that stuff, because some of us don't get that opportunity. So
Exactly.
I say embrace it, ladies. Embrace. I embrace the grays. I embrace it all. I embrace it all.
All right. Dionne Tuplin, everybody. We will see her again. Thank you, Dionne.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice meeting you, ladies. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, ladies. Now, let me see what else we got we got cooking in here. I'm trying to see. Okay, so we had Dionne. Now, I wanted to ask you guys really quickly. Okay. Has anybody got life insurance? That's the fish, Bree's getting old as hell. That's all I'm telling y'all. Okay. But anyway, we are going to talk about something relationships. Okay. Everybody's either been in a relationship, you in a relationship, or you think you're in a relationship. Whatever. But we want to talk about learning your partner and understanding them. Let's let Sunny start us off with this one.
Topic is very near and dear to me because of my relationship that I am in now. And it was a clip that I saw earlier. It was a podcast, had two men, maybe it was three, but I remember seeing basically the two men and they were talking. And they asked each other, "Are you in love with your wife?"
Mhm.
And they, guess what their answer was?
I don't know.
No.
That's what I
No.
said.
Both
Yeah, I
of
was
them
thinking I don't know,
said
but no is deep.
no. Both of them said no. One of them said, I've been married to her for 8 years. To me, that's like the audacity.
Mhm.
You know, it's men like that that's out here. And I listened to the whole thing. So it wasn't like I just listened to a part of it. Did when they got married, or when he married her, or when she married him, what did y'all get married for?
Right.
You know, did y'all start off as being like in love with each other? You know, everybody go through their honeymoon phase and everything and stuff. And then you wind up getting comfortable with each other.
Mhm.
But my thing is, from what I took out of that and what I learned from it is, how much do you know about your mate's temperaments, your mate's um foods, the insides and outs, ups and downs, all around. Um the date nights, you know what I'm saying? Make time for each other, to do things with each other. But most of all, everybody changes. If you've been together since you were maybe 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, and y'all got married young and y'all still married, honestly, that woman has changed at least 25 times.
Wow.
The man probably changed with them maybe 5 to 6 times.
Mhm.
They get comfortable within themselves. But that woman is always constantly changing within her peaks of her years
Mhm.
and stuff. So 18 is not the same as 25. I mean, I'm 21. 21 is not the same as 25. 25 is not the same as 28. 28 is not the same as 32. 32
Mhm.
is not the same as 35, and then so forth. I can honestly say within myself, I am 40, I'll be 49 years old next month. And I have changed a lot. Matter of fact, I changed from last year to this year.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, I changed from last week.
I think you changed from last night.
So it's about learning and understanding your partner. When is the last time y'all sat down and talked to each other?
But you
Mhm.
know what?
Not just about the how was your days,
Yeah.
like what's up with you?
But I
Yep.
think it's also understanding you.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Because just like you said, women, we change. And things that we looked at when we got married or even dating with somebody, it's like, yeah, this is good. I'm good with this. But then as you get older, you're like, what the this I don't feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think a lot of times too, though, people are in love with the idea of you, not necessarily
Yeah.
you. They're in love with the idea of you. And when, like you said, the honeymoon phase ends and that reality kicks in, they realize they weren't actually in love with you. But people are scared to walk away. They're scared of what they lose. Maybe they didn't realize it until kids were involved and, this, that, and the third, or businesses and whatever the case may be. So then it turns into it's a marriage of it's a business arrangement. It's no longer a love arrangement and
Right.
stay, and then you get answers like that. Are you in love with your husband? Are you in love with your wife? No. Then why are you still there? And then they come up with every other reason to be there, but none of it has anything to do with love.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
Absolutely.
there's people with cheaters right now that cheat
Yeah.
on them every day.
And a lot of them will cheat and then go home and they think it's normal. And often the spouse knows and they're just like, whatever.
Yep.
They ain't bothering me. So they're basically roommates because they're comfortable, but
Of letting them cheat
they're
in
not
peace.
in love with each other. They're comfortable in each other's. Oh, we got a good thing going on. We're good partners, but they're not good lovers.
Okay, but how can you even be good partners if you're cheating? Because
No. You mistake me. I mean partners like business partners. You can be very good business partners. Make sure that them bills is paid, that business is running, the kids are fed, and all of that good stuff. But the relationship
It's
is
two different
not a
things.
love affair. It's two people living under a roof, making sure that all the things are working, but they don't really, and they don't really care. They're just like, whatever, we here, and it's easier for me to stay than for me to go and pick up my life by myself.
Absolutely.
Let me ask this question, because a lot of people lie about this. Okay, and as women, or what, maybe men too, but I'm going to speak for women. As women get older, some of them feel like nobody's going to want me. Oh my God, like I just got to stay in this and just deal with it. How many women, you two, let me ask you two, are you afraid of being by yourself, Sunny?
Oh, hell no. Hell the fuck no.
Alto, are you afraid of being by yourself?
That's why I bust out laughing. Girl, I'm by myself now. I don't care.
And me either. If I was not married, I would not be afraid of being by myself because that's what I was before.
I
Let me
love my
explain
own
something to
company.
you. You could be by yourself, but that don't mean you lonely.
That don't mean you're lonely. Exactly. You don't have to be in a relationship to have good relationships. You know what I'm saying? Not having a man or a woman, whatever your choice is, does not make you a lonely person. It means that you are comfortable enough with yourself to enjoy yourself.
So why?
And if you choose,
no, go. I want
no,
you
I'm saying if you choose to get into a relationship, it's a choice. It's not a necessity. You don't have, when you're comfortable within yourself and you know how to be alone, meaning alone, not in a relationship. When you make the choice to get into a relationship, it is a choice. It's not, I'm just doing this so I don't be lonely. I'm doing this so I don't come home by myself. I will come home by myself. I will take myself out to eat, but I go on trips. I go to other countries by myself and don't feel no type of way about it. So, you have to be comfortable within yourself and love yourself enough to say, I'm not going to dip into a relationship until I know that the person is right, the situation is right, the time is right. And people say, well, you don't never know that. Yes, you do. You know when you're ready. You know when that person is the right person for you to open yourself up to. It's not like, you know. So you don't want to force what do they say? A square peg into a round hole. It's not going to work.
So true.
It was a question asked to me from my mate. If I don't change in some of my ways, are you willing to accept me? So that is something that I want, especially if some women is out here that has different questions and that's going through different things or different phases or anything. If that man don't change, or if that woman don't change, like they change some things, but some things are just it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is, some things is just what it is. It's not, I'm not saying it's a bad thing or anything like that, but if if it's something that's can be compromised on, yeah, we can compromise on it. But if it's something that is just, it just goes on, are you okay with being with that person if that part don't change.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all out there, ladies, gentlemen, I mean, seriously, everybody. That is something I think that is fair for a mate to express to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you also have a right to say hell no, or you with it.
Yep.
It's all about decisions and choices, and we all need to have choices. You know what I'm saying? But we have to have honesty first.
Yes.
Your non-negotiables have to be your non-negotiables. You're not going to change that man. You're not going to change that woman. You're not. You're not. Stop getting into situationships like, I'm going to change them. No, you're not. They are who they are. And they're only going to change if they want to change for you. Right. And you better hope that that change is something that they can maintain, because just like losing weight, they might gain that shit right back.
Right. So that's why I was just saying, when you said that, I was like, change for you. No, they should want to change for them, especially if they know it's something that's not like something that, okay, yeah, that's probably not real good. I mean, you know, that's not my best, you know.
And it may not even necessarily be something bad, like Sunni said. It just may be something that you don't like.
Yeah.
You may not like the fact, look, you may not like the fact that they only use Crest toothpaste and you like Colgate. You know what I'm saying? It could be a small thing, but it's just enough that you like, man, I can't even rock with you. So let your non-negotiables be your non-negotiables, because they're not going to change for you.
And that's
exactly.
Period. And that's just period. And sometimes that be painful, but it's up to you. It's like you have a choice, right? We all got choices. We stay or we go.
Yep.
That's it.
Like, and then it comes the part of understanding your mate also. So if you're willing to accept that, you have to willing to be understanding and understand your mate also. You know, and when I say understanding, like you gotta understand his ins and outs. You gotta understand her ins and outs. You know what I'm saying? You know when your mate has a bad day or been going through or something like that. When do you take the time out to like understand and be like, hey, what's going on?
Right.
You know, how you know what's up? Because you seem like you off. What's up?
And you can tell. You definitely can tell. Yeah. For sure.
Yep. And I think that's a lot of when people say, you know, he actually paid attention to me. That means that he understands you. A lot of times you'll be in a bad mood and you may not necessarily say anything, but that person that knows you, they know that you're in a bad mood. And they also know how to get you to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want you to be like, well, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Because now you done pissed me off even more. So you have to get into that relationship and understand that it's not just about, you know, the fun stuff, you know, dating and the sex and the this and that, the fun, the easy part. It's also the part the work that you have to do to actually get to know your mate, you know how they tick, know them in and out, the same way, like, I mean, comparably knowing your kids. It's the same type of situation. You have to know these people that you want to spend every waking moment with. You have to know them.
Yeah.
It's all about effective communication. Good or bad. You know, we have to be able to communicate when things are good. We need to be able to communicate when things are not so good. And, you know, you never know, like, just having a conversation with your partner, your spouse, or whoever, you know, it might help them, even when they don't want to talk. If you know them enough, you know what I mean? You know enough about them and y'all have an effective, you know, communication, you know, type of thing going on. I think that's good. You got to be able to do that. Sometimes I just walk away. Sometimes you just need to walk the fuck away too.
Or sometimes you might just want that person that's in your presence. Y'all ain't got to talk.
Nope.
Y'all could just be in each other's presence. Like, put your leg on my leg, rub your foot up against my foot. Just hold my hand. You know what I'm saying? It could be just we ain't gotta talk, but you just give me a warm embrace and hug, or you just give him a hug. You know, it's like sometimes They just might just need some emotional support. But the thing is, if you understood your mate,
Mm-hmm.
you'll know what you need to do and how you need to do it. It's very important to understand who you're with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It is.
That's it.
It really, really is. It's very important. And you don't want to waste time either. Because it's too much time being wasted, you know what I mean, with people out here and, you know, so-called relationships or whatever people got going on. I don't know. Shit, sometimes I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. I ain't never been married before until now. So hell, I always thought that I would never get married because I just wasn't marriage material. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought about myself. I'm not marriage material. I don't want to have to cook every day. I don't want to wash anybody's laundry and do all this shit anymore. I did that already with my boyfriend. I don't want to do that no more. There's things that I didn't want to do. And I bet you do them.
Well,
Crazy. Okay, guys. So listen, do we have anything else on these crazy ass relationships and how crazy all that stuff is? Because it's crazy.
don't Barbara, this is surely me. You're going to get your feelings hurt every motherfucking time.
True. Facts.
Oh, listen, y'all. Trending news. Okay. Y'all know there are proposed pause on funding for anti-HIV programs that have prevented 26 plus million deaths. The PrEP pill, they're putting a freeze on Medicaid, school breakfasts and lunches, okay, Section 8 housing, some educational grant, and SNAP, and a lot more.
They are actually, from the last time I saw some things, they are putting something in motion to try to go against that because some of that is unconstitutional that he's doing.
Right.
And from the last thing that I saw from Danny D, which that's the man that poses and put his one leg, surprise. So yeah. So
Shout out.
they have other different things they have different things that's going in motion right now to prevent that. So
Right.
for federal fundings for Pell Grants, student loans and stuff like that, they tried to put a pause on there, but right now they are fighting against that and stating a lot of the stuff that he's doing is very unconstitutional.
Yeah.
So we gotta keep watching to see what's going on with that.
22 states attorneys generals are suing for a lot of the things that he's doing. So I'm pretty sure I saw that one of them is the attorney general of the District of Columbia. So they're not sitting back and letting it happen. And then a lot of the executive orders that he's trying to enact are executive orders that he can't enact. So
Absolutely.
just because they signing that piece of paper don't mean it's actually going to happen.
Yes.
It's just crazy though. It's really crazy. But speaking of HIV and AIDS, y'all, I don't know if anybody saw this video, but I want us to touch on it real quick. Here's the clip.
My name is Lovely Peaches. I love to give men AIDS, especially married men, so they can go home and transfer it to their wives. I love spreading STDs. That's why I love to go raw. Sometimes I let them put a condom on, and then I let them start feeling good, and then I'll take that condom right off them and let them go on me raw, and bam, you're infected. So that's
She is just proof that anybody hit anything. Because let me tell you something. Because she is the definition of pussy ain't got no face.
Oh God.
Because you getting if somebody's really hitting that for real, y'all get something. You just a fucked up individual.
Did you see all those men? And trust me, that ain't all of them, I'm sure.
And I'm pretty sure it's not all of them. I'm pretty sure that it's not all of them. But she is proof in the pudding that pussy ain't got no face.
But think about the bigger picture. For me, the bigger picture is I've told y'all before. We've talked about it when we had talked about shit on the show before. And I said that I heard somebody, they said it to me, that if somebody ever gave them AIDS or HIV, that they would try to spread it to as many women as they could.
It's a lot of people out there that do that, men and women, and it's mind-boggling. Like, why are you trying to kill everybody? Go and kill yourself. Don't take everybody with you. Like, what's going on? But you know, strap up, y'all. Shit, people nasty.
Strap up. Strap up.
Nasty as hell.
No matter what. No matter what. She literally is like, I mean, the comments are insane, y'all. I literally, and I didn't want to bust out laughing, but I busted out laughing because somebody said at FBI, at CIA.
Yeah, because that is a crime. It is illegal. It is illegal.
That's like a murder case.
Yeah, it's illegal. So once you get reported, you're gonna be doing some time. So there's that. Once they come get you. Because it's
trust
illegal.
me. Oh boy with the gray beard and the salt and pepper hair and shit. Oh yeah, he gonna see that and be like, hey, let's identify her. Watch. She'll be found out within 24 to 48.
You gonna go to jail. You're gonna go to jail. So it's just a matter of time.
All right. Well, let me get to the anonymous letter tonight. We have an anonymous letter. Second letter, I think.
We need some music for the letter.
We need some music for the letter?
Some type of intro for the letter.
Well, here's what you're going to get from the letter. You're going to hear me start reading the letter. Okay, here's what you get for the letter. Okay?
We need some Young and the Restless music.
So, they started it off with Wheww Hunnii. So, I love that. So, they said, dealing with depression and playing the single parent during the single parent role while in a 12-year toxic relationship, you lose yourself. After I left the relationship, I felt like I had to play the part of dad for my 3 boys. It's hard for a woman to teach a boy to become a man. I had to deal with my son being shot 8 times with their father. I had to fight the court systems over my son's freedom without their father. It made me stronger, and my children love me for that. But it's a curse as well, because now I'm at the age where my children have children, and I'm still parenting. My oldest is 30-something. My youngest is 20-something. How do I start this new chapter pushing 40? How do I find my purpose?
Let me say something let me tell you something. Your kids is grown. You have been taking care of your kids. You have been doing everything. I understand how you feel of being a single mother myself and having a son that got murdered with violence. You have to learn how to live for yourself and do for yourself. And you're going to have to stop answering that phone. No, you cannot babysit. You need to go take you some trips. You need to start living your life for you because you are you and you could only take care of you. Yes, them your kids, but them your grown ass kids with their own kids that they need to take care of. There's no reason why you should still be parenting at your age when you got grown ass kids.
Mhm.
I'm advising you to stop. I'm advising you to seek therapy.
Mhm.
I'm advising you to make sure you're doing for you. Start out by going out to dinner for yourself.
Mhm.
Start out going to the movies to yourself. If you want to go to the bar, sit in the corner. Start having conversation with the bartenders.
Mhm.
Hell, go get you a piece. Hell, too.
You can't just do two,
Why not?
But you have to do,
do
but you
three.
have to take care of yourself and do for you.
I agree. I agree 100%. As a single mom, you get to the point where you lost yourself. Now it's time for you to find yourself. And sometimes the start of finding yourself, like Sunni said, is not answering the phone.
Mhm.
If they knock on the door, don't answer. They don't have to know you there. They could, hell, I had an auntie that would look at us knocking on the door and would not answer it. You ain't got to open the door. And it's difficult because they are your kids, but you are
Shit.
also entitled to having your own life. And your life
Shit.
does not have to not exist because you are a mother.
Yes, the
You
power.
lost yourself to
There's
find yourself.
power. There is power. There is power in the word no.
Yes.
And
No is a full
until
sentence.
okay, and until you say no, and until you say, I want to find out who I am, because I
Mhm.
lost myself by doing
Mm-hmm.
everything for my kids, taking care of them, and being guilted, because kids are good at guilting. They,
Ooh-wee.
they will guilt the hell out of you, and you doling out money, you're babysitting, you're doing this, you're doing that. They give you their ass to kiss, okay? But
When I say
until,
I'm over it,
okay, I'm telling you, you have
Hey, Daniela.
you hi guys, you have to say no. And like Sunny said, take a trip. Oh my God, you will lose your mind. Go
and
to
while you out there having that trip, Miss Hollywood, go ahead and do that Danny D. Surprise, 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 and then come back home act like ain't shit happened.
Take your trip and have you a trip.
yeah, seriously. So I mean, I hope that we gave you some sound advice. I hope you take it step by step. Do things step by step. But also you heard Alto say, go to the bar. Talk to the bartenders. It's just little stuff like that. You just getting your
Go get your hair and nails done.
Yep.
feet wet.
Get your
By
feet
Get
yourself.
your
done.
feet ready. Go to the next step. Yeah, get your feet wet, get your feet done, whatever. But it's very
Mhm.
important because we ain't promised tomorrow. So, and it's a lot of moms out here, a lot of them that will go to the ends of the earth, no matter what, even if that means they killing their damn self.
And I'm
Mhm.
not doing it.
I'm not doing it either.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. So at some point, you got to cut it off. Okay, you got to cut it off. You have raised them, you clothed them, you fed them, you gave them 18 plus years. When are you going to stop allowing them to do that?
Mhm.
When are you
And you
going
know
to
when I let go,
live?
guess what age I really truly 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 let go.
Are we guessing
22.
19?
I let go at the age of 48.
Mm.
I will be 49 next month.
So you just
And I
let go.
have and I've completely let go. When I was on my detail assignment in Ohio, I learned a lot about me, learned a
Mhm.
lot about myself, and learned a lot about letting go. And I learned a lot about doing me.
Mhm.
I'm 48. I've been a mom since I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And how does it feel to you?
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, because listen, I'm going to tell y'all to the anonymous letter writer, okay? You keep on doing stuff for your kids, spoiling them and giving them everything. Guess what? When you leave here, they're not going to know how to do shit. They're not going to know nothing. Because they don't have mom to now go to say, oh, well, my mom, I used to go to my mom. They need to be free thinkers. They need to learn. We are supposed to be teaching them how to be responsible, be on their own, and just do things. Like, it's okay to help every once in a while, but no, I'm not going to be babysitting like that. I'm not going to be, doing a lot of things. I don't feel guilty, okay? Because I did my part. I tell my kids I love them every time I talk to them. I give them hugs every time I see them. You know what I'm saying? And I instill a lot of information in them even now. And I'll always do that. But no, y'all are not babies anymore, especially when you have men, but also when you have women, when you have daughters. And I know some, we lost Sunny. Sunny clicked out.
She froze for a second.
Yeah.
So maybe she'll come back.
But yeah, it's real out here. And remember at the beginning of the show, before we went live, I told you that I have been having these emotions coming over me and these flashbacks and just all these different things that are happening. It seems like as I am getting older, I look at things differently, and it just means something different than it did back then.
Yep. That's growth. That is growth.
So,
and that's okay.
Seriously, y'all. So, yeah, we got to move on because, listen, you could go run and try to do everything you can for your kids all the time, whatever. Let me run. Oh, they need to, let me run. Because the parent ain't doing what, and then you have some parents out here who are still doing for kids, and they have to take over, other roles in their kids' lives because the kids ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yes.
It's messed up. Okay, I'm not going to elaborate, but it's real messed up. And I just say thank you, Jesus. Sincerely, I thank God that I am strong. I've always been strong. I had to be strong. And that's why I am the way I am now. So when people look at me and think that I'm one way, I do not give a fuck what you think about me. I will cut people off like, boop, you never existed. And move on with my day and live my life and do what I need to do for me. Because I'm going to always make sure that I take care of me.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we all have to be aware, mothers, fathers, not mothers, not fathers, whatever the case may be, that we have to be the priority. Yes, definitely do what you can for other people, the people in your life that you love, etc. But just always making sure that we're never losing sight of ourselves and we're not sacrificing ourselves for other people. Because at the end of the day, we are all we have as far as you're only you. And when your life ends, your life ends. So what did you do before it was all over? Did you just throw yourself into other people and not do anything for yourself? Or did you have a balance and do what you can for other people, but making sure that, you were still taking care of yourself? And that's important. Self-care is so important. And we can't lose sight of that no matter what's happening.
But I also think that so many children, not children though, like adults, adult children, they have this thing of entitlement. And a lot of parents play into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They play into that entitlement of their children, and you're not teaching them anything.
Yeah. I think a lot of it, though, is parental guilt. I think a lot of it is societal pressure. Everybody obviously doesn't succumb to it, but I think a lot of that exists. And then by the time they realize they've been doing this for years, it's too late. And then they don't know how to not do it anymore. It's just a perpetuating cycle. But, I feel like ideally, if you're able to not do it when they're younger, then as they get older, their entitlement is either non-existent or it's not as bad as other people. Because I think you know, children are narcissists anyway, you know, because all they know is themselves. And so that's something that you have to teach them, how to not be so self-centered, you know. And some people didn't get that lesson.
Yeah, and sometimes they
didn't get that lesson.
Late. It's too late.
Yeah, and by the time they, like I said, by the time they try to teach it, it's too late. You've just raised a bunch of narcissists, and they'll be that way for the rest of their lives unless something profound happens to change their mindset.
Very true. All right, well, we are going to get to our Wheww Hunnii of the day, or Wheww Hunnii of the week. Well, Sunni's gone. Sunni disappeared, y'all. She just
she has some technical difficulties. We miss you, Sunni.
She disappeared. But what is your Wheww Hunnii of the week?
Okay, so I watched Gladiator 2.
I loved it, actually.
Like twice. And I loved when he said, where fear is, we are not. And where we are, fear is not. So that's my Wheww Hunnii of the week.
I love it. I think for me, it's just learning. I don't know, because of some of the things that I've gone through since starting, you know, this platform, some good and some really bad. My business and just knowing what's good, what's real, what's not, what's fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. It's really a lot. You know, that might sound like something that's just like, okay, whatever, anybody could, you know. But no, it's a lot. So I'm really just taking time to slow down and just pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Slow down, pay attention, read shit 3, 4, 5 times, however many times. Just pay attention.
Yep.
So that's my Wheww Hunnii, you know, of the month. Hell. But I want to give a really quick shout out for roll call to Marva Sellers. Marva Sellers is one of my Facebook honeys, and I wanted to tell you, girl, I see you every day, Marva. Okay, Marva Sellers, I see you every day. Hey, Marva. Like, commenting, engaging. She's funny as hell. But girl, thank you so much, because I appreciate that a lot. Like, you literally are on here every day, every single day. Thank you. All right, guys. So we are getting ready to end the show. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight to Wheww Hunnii Wednesdays. I'm glad to be feeling good enough to be here. I did not want to miss another week. But be sure that you guys go and subscribe to the website, thechatwithmisshollywood.com. It is free. Okay, it's free. Don't cost you no money. Okay, chatwithmisshollywood.com. Go subscribe. And thank you all so much for everything that you have been doing and being so supportive. We will see you all next week. We're going to be having a little break coming up in March, but I'll announce that soon. So everybody have a good night. Be safe and don't get sick, because
don't get sick.
I've been in the bed since last Wednesday.
Take your vitamins.
Yeah.
Don't go around people.
Okay.
Spraying with Lysol.
Right in the mouth. Right in
your mouth.
Drown their ass. All right, guys. Thank you. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Have you downloaded the new Black and Mobile app? Well, if you have not, get ready for a great experience and place your first order with the very first Black-owned food delivery service in the U.S. to do it. Black and Mobile, the culture delivered. And make sure that you tell them Miss Hollywood sent you. Hey, honey. Thank you for tuning in to Wheww Hunnii Wednesdays. We'll see you next week. Same time, same energy. Wheww, honey. Welcome to my house.